This is an e-commerce client from India. So properly started working on this account from November. So we spent like 22,000. We've got 84,000 in revenue, and then we scaled it. We spent around 70,000 and got 3,87,000 in revenue. Currently, we're in January, and until 19th, which is yesterday, we've spent around 41,000 and received 1,73,000 in return. So if you also look at the conversion value by cost, which is the ROI, that has also improved. So it was in November at 3.7, in December it was at 5.6, and currently it's at 4.18. So yeah, the month is not over, but I'm assuming this would give us at least like 3.2 in revenue, and the ROI should go around 5 or 6. So I just want to share how it's possible to go from this to this and also kind of maintain this. Let me start with what happened in November, December, and what we're doing in January. This is what it looks like. So in the November strategy, what we had was a shopping campaign which had all the products under it. Then there was a branded search campaign, which was around 15% of the total budget. So not a lot of budget was allocated here. Mostly everything was being directed towards the shopping campaign. Then there was also a bestseller search campaign for top of the funnel users. We got the bestsellers from Meta and did some keyword research and targeted those particular keywords in a search campaign. And also a DSA campaign, which was just a testing campaign. Maybe like 5% of the budget was allocated to this. This is to find out what other keywords are missing that can be added to this bestseller search campaign. Then based on the results in December, our shopping campaign did well, so we scaled the shopping campaign. Again, like 70 to 80% of the budget was here. Then we also launched Performance Max campaigns for 2 products which were bestsellers based on the November data. So the bestsellers that we found were from this shopping campaign. Don't just look at the platform level data, because it will show you sales of the products which are being clicked on, but those are not the ones that are actually sold. Look at analytics data to find out what were the actual products that were being sold. We found that 2 products were the bestsellers. We launched both of them as separate Performance Max campaigns with relevant search themes and also relevant videos and static creatives. We were also running the same campaigns which are mentioned here. So there was a branded search campaign and there was a bestseller search campaign. The DSA campaign was paused here, and instead of the DSA, we started with the YouTube campaign of both these products, which were the Performance Max bestsellers. Then in January, what we did was we continued with the shopping campaign because it's the main campaign, and we continued with the Performance Max campaigns also. We continued with the branded search campaign and also the bestseller search campaign. In terms of the ROI, the best we got was from this shopping campaign and also the 2 Performance Max campaigns. Branded search also, of course, would give a high ROI, but I'm not counting that since it's not cold traffic. The lowest ROI was from the bestseller search campaign. For YouTube campaign didn't work, so we paused it. And yesterday I've also launched a Performance Max campaign for all products, excluding these 2 bestsellers. The reason that we paused, so also like don't just look at the ROI. For DSA, we figured out it wasn't giving us any new search themes, which is why we paused it. YouTube was paused because if I just share the Performance Max insights, where you can see that when we started the Performance Max for 2 of the bestsellers, not a lot of money was being spent on video. Most of it went in shopping campaigns. Video did actually convert, so it gave us a 2.6 ROI for one of the campaign, which is why then we launched a YouTube campaign, so that most of the budget would go there and we'll actually get to know if it's scalable or not. And turns out it didn't work. We didn't get any sale from the YouTube campaign, so we paused it. Although you should run this if you have the budget and your client is patient enough. We paused it very quickly, like in 2 weeks. But if you give it enough time and if you have good budget, put a huge chunk here and just wait for some time. So yeah, we continued with the shopping, the Performance Max. These were the ones which were giving us the majority of revenue and return. So always have a testing campaign with 5 to 10% of the budget and a branded search campaign with 10 to 15% of the budget. Funnel would look like this. You have main campaign with all the products, then you identify the bestsellers and launch the specific Performance Max campaign. You also implement branded search, and you also have a product specific search campaign, and then you have miscellaneous testing, which could be video or demand generation. If I just show this month's data, are good enough add to carts and checkouts happening. So here, if you look at the return, The two Performance Max campaigns are giving 6.67, 3.5, and the shopping campaign is giving 4.1. There's a branded search campaign at 10.5, and then there's a Performance Max catch-all campaign, which is kind of a test which is running at a 10% budget. It hasn't started performing yet because I launched it yesterday. My shopping campaign runs a target ROAS strategy. Two Performance Max campaigns are running on a target CPA because I know how much I want to spend to get a sale. Yeah, this is it, and hopefully this month will also be good in terms of the ROI and the revenue. You just need to keep optimizing the campaigns. So as you can see, I stopped the branded search campaign because we tested it for 2 months and it didn't give us a good enough ROI, and also the cost per conversion was extremely high. And instead of that, I launched this Performance Max catch-all campaign. If I just show this month's data are good enough add to carts and checkouts happening. So here, if you look at the return, the two Performance Max campaigns are giving 6.67, 3.5, and the shopping campaign is giving 4.1. There's a branded search campaign at 10.5, and then there's a Performance Max catch-all campaign, which is kind of a test which is running at a 10% budget. It hasn't started performing yet because I launched it yesterday. My shopping campaign runs a target ROAS strategy. Two Performance Max campaigns are running on a target CPA because I know how much I want to spend to get a sale. Yeah, this is it, and hopefully this month will also be good in terms of the ROI and the revenue. You just need to keep optimizing the campaigns. So as you can see, I stopped the branded search good in terms of the ROI and the revenue. You just need to keep optimizing the campaigns. So as you can see, I stopped the branded search campaign because we tested it for 2 months and it didn't give us a good enough ROI, and also the cost per conversion was extremely high. And instead of that, I launched this Performance Max catch-all campaign. Then you need to optimize for the Performance Max campaign. So just keep on looking at the insights, see where it's spending the most, what kind of return is coming from which kind of placements. Keep on testing different asset groups. So for example, I'm testing a couple of them in this campaign, and whichever works, I'll just copy it over in the next campaign. For the shopping campaign, of course, you need to look at what products are being actually sold. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.